Hi everyone! Welcome to a new episode of BoAi's Slow English. I want to start out by saying thank you everyone for your support. I've been posting a lot of videos lately so that I can help you to learn English quickly. So comment below, let me know what country you are watching from, and thank you for your support. If we haven't met before, my name is Bo. Hello. Welcome to my channel. I create slow speaking English. Sorry, that was my cat. He is running around and he's jumping up and down on the furniture. Let me try again. My name is Bo. I create slow speaking vlogs, specifically English, obviously, because slow speaking vlogs helped me with my journey in learning Korean and French. I did not find too many of these type of English videos upon my research, just out of curiosity. And I decided that night I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So I'm almost 1 year in and it's been awesome. Today's topic is what to expect when you go to the doctors in America. Everyone dreads going to the doctor. Do you know the word dread? Dread means you do not want to do it. Hello? Do you like going to the doctor? Specifically, the veterinarian's office. Veterinarian is the name of the animal doctor. I don't know how it is in other countries, but dealing with health insurance in America is pretty annoying. From my personal experience, if I go to the doctor, I'm always afraid that a few weeks later, I will receive a letter in the mail that says, "You owe more money." I hate surprise bills. How about you? First, let's talk about insurance briefly. In my most recent video, I did speak about insurance and being able to have a special plan with your employer of your company where they pay for half of your premium, which is the monthly cost, if the company offers that. I will tell you, even though my husband's company will cover, which means will pay, half of my insurance every month, I still pay around, I think, $250 to $275 per month. This is the, I think, lowest tiered plan. Usually insurance plans are in 3 tiers from my experience. So there's the bronze, which is the cheapest plan, silver, which is the medium plan, and the gold, which is the most expensive plan. The more expensive your monthly premium costs, the more savings you could have in the long run. Do you know what I mean by the long run? It means that even though you pay for a lot each month, Every time you go to the doctor for 1 year, the cost per visit to the doctor should be less than if you were to choose the cheaper plan, such as the bronze plan. I am not someone who goes to the doctors often, knock on wood. Knock on wood is a saying which means good luck, basically. Like, I hope I don't need to go to the doctor is the meaning of knock on wood in this particular situation. I will go for something that is a routine checkup only if I feel that it's necessary, because number one, I hate waiting at the doctor's. There's always a wait. Number two, as I previously mentioned, there's always a surprise bill. Number three, I'm a pretty healthy person. I'm very health conscious, which means I'm constantly thinking about how to improve my health. So I don't think that it's absolutely necessary for me to go to the doctor unless it's an emergency. So I pay between $250 and $275 for my monthly plan. And if I go to the, let's say, primary care physician, also known as PCP, or GP, which is general physician or general practitioner, I forget which one, I will have a copay of maybe $35 to $55. So even though I pay $250 to $275, let's just say $275 per month, if I go to the doctor, I pay an additional smaller amount to cover the cost of the visit and the doctor's time. So that is called a copay, when you pay for the visit when you arrive to the doctor's office. Normally, if you are needing to find a new doctor, you could go through word of mouth or referral. Word of mouth is a saying that means you heard it through someone speaking about it. And that could be your friend, it could be a colleague, it could be a friend of a friend who told you about this doctor. So that is considered word of mouth. Or you could search for a doctor on your phone app, your insurance app specifically. Or you could do some research online to see who is nearby, and of course, you'll want to go to a doctor that has good reviews. Then you call the doctor's office and you tell them that you are a new patient and you would like to schedule an appointment with the doctor. If there are multiple doctors at this practice or clinic, then you should ask for the specific doctor you would like to see. Otherwise, they may schedule you with a different doctor. Did you notice how I said practice? I mentioned the word practice, and another way to describe a clinic for a medical office is practice, not to be confused with the verb to practice. After you make an appointment with a doctor, the receptionist will probably ask you what your concern is. Why are you calling? So you will tell the receptionist if you have any pain or problems, and they will probably need to confirm your first name, last name, phone number, maybe email, date of birth, and they will probably tell you that they are sending the patient portal to your email. A patient portal is an online website where you can create a profile for yourself, and you can also message the doctor in a secure area. What that means is, for privacy reasons, you have the ability to message through this website rather than texting the office, which is not private, or maybe sometimes it's late at night and you would like to ask a question, but the doctor's office is closed. So you have the secure messaging available on the patient portal website. You will probably also fill out some consents or sign consents. Consents are a legal document that says you need to sign this to protect yourself and so that the doctor's office is protected as well. There is something called HIPAA, HIPAA, which is a consent form that allows the doctor's office to have your medical information, and it's protecting you so that they cannot give your information to someone else. So that is very important to sign. You may also sign a cancellation policy form, which states that if you cancel before a certain time frame, it is okay and you will not get charged a cancellation fee. However, if you do cancel within the time frame, then you may get charged a cancellation fee. After you get off the phone with the receptionist, you may receive a confirmation text or email. This says, here is the day, date, and time of your appointment, and it may have other information in there that requires your attention before you arrive to the appointment. When you enter the office to check in to your appointment, you would say your name and that you're checking in. So if you say it quickly, you walk in and you say, "Hi, my name is Bo. I'm checking in for my 9:30 appointment." Did you catch that? Did you understand? I said, "Hi, my name is Bo. I am checking in for my 9:30 appointment." The receptionist may have you sign your name or write your name on a clipboard, as well as writing the time that you arrived and the time of your actual appointment. They may also ask you for your physical insurance card, but nowadays most people have their insurance card on their mobile app. They will probably ask you for your ID just to confirm that your name and date of birth matches up to the insurance, because they do not want to get two people mixed up. Mixed up means confused. So the receptionist may ask, "May I please have your ID and your insurance card?" "May I please have your ID and insurance card?" Sometimes it takes a few minutes for them to process and notate all of your information, so they might ask you to sit down in the waiting room and wait until they call your name. They might say, "Go ahead and sit down in the waiting room and we'll give you a call when the doctor's ready." So I said, "Go ahead and sit down in the waiting room. We'll call you when the doctor is ready." I think that's what I just said, right? Go ahead and sit down in the waiting room and we'll call you when the doctor is ready. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Did you notice how I said go ahead? This is a friendly way to tell someone what to do. So imagine if they said instead, "Sit down in the waiting room and we'll call you when the doctor's ready." Sit down in the waiting room and we'll call you when the doctor is ready. That does not sound very friendly. And although it is a medical office, there is still some customer service that is involved, which means that you have to be polite. So if you are needing to instruct someone to do something, you can put "go ahead and then say what you want to say. So it was, "Go ahead and sit down in the waiting room and we'll call you when the doctor is ready." I know for some of you that might sound really fast, and maybe when you arrive to the doctor's office, that might not be exactly what they say, but I bet you they will say that. While you're waiting, you might play around on your phone, or usually doctors' offices have magazines available for you to read. Hopefully you're not waiting too long for the doctor and the receptionist calls you to come in to the doctor's office. If it's not the receptionist, then it'll probably be the medical assistant, who is the assistant to the doctor, that will ask you to come through one of the doors, and then they will take you to a separate room where you will again wait for the doctor. The medical assistant might take your vitals, which means that they will check your blood pressure and your weight. They might ask you some basic medical information or family history type of information. They may also confirm your first name, last name, and date of birth, as well as the reason for your visit. Then they will let the doctor know that you, the patient, is ready to be seen by the doctor. The doctor will come in and hopefully introduce themselves to you and ask you, "Why are you here?" So the doctor might say, "Hi, is it Bo? My name is Dr. Smith, and what brings you in here today?" I'll repeat that slower. "Hi, is it Bo? I'm Dr. Smith. What brings you in here today?" The doctor may say, "Is it Bo?" which is a casual way of asking you to confirm your name. They could also say, "Can you please confirm your first name is Bo?" But they probably won't do that because your name has already been confirmed several times. So at this point, it's really just the doctor saying, "Hi, nice to meet you." The doctor also said, "I'm Dr. Smith. What brings you in here today?" So they are asking, what is the reason for your visit? Even though you already told the receptionist why you're there and the medical assistant, sometimes the doctor wants to hear it for themselves just in case something gets lost in translation. Lost in translation is a saying for when one person tells something to another person and then that person has to tell another person. So before the appointment, you told the receptionist told the medical assistant told the doctor, but maybe something is missing. So the doctor may want to hear it for themselves. When I say for themselves, I'm saying that they want to hear it personally from you. And let's say you went in because your hand is cut from you slicing an onion. Ouch. So you can say, "I cut my hand while slicing an onion," or "I cut my hand while slicing an onion." And then the doctor might say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's take a look." Slowly, "I'm sorry to hear that. Let's take a look." If you ever hear someone say "let's," it's a friendly, casual way of saying, "I will take a look." The doctor may examine your hand and say that you need stitches. So maybe the doctor will say, "Oh, this cut looks a little bit big, so I think that we're going to have to stitch it up today." Slowly, "This cut looks a little bit big. I think we'll have to stitch it up today." Usually they will ask you if you're okay with that, but sometimes there is an assumption that the patient is already okay with it, but they should ask you. After you say okay or you agree, the doctor will bring in the medical assistant with the stitch supplies, and the doctor might ask you while they're stitching, "Are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you okay? How are you feeling?" But don't be surprised if the doctor does not ask how you're feeling, because from my experience, doctors aren't always caring outwardly, meaning they might not verbalize or tell you that they care, but their actions might show it. There's also something called bedside manner. This is a saying where a medical provider, whether it's a nurse or physician, doctor, if they have a good bedside manner, it means that they are an excellent doctor or medical provider, and they are also kind and caring and probably easy to talk to. And the opposite is poor bedside manner, which means that they are very cold, cold meaning not kind, and they are there just to do their job, which is to help you make you feel better, hopefully, but they don't really care about the customer service aspect of it. So after the stitches, the medical assistant and the doctor will provide some post-care instructions. Post-care. So post is the prefix or word for after, which is the opposite of pre. So there's pre and there's post. Post-care means how you take care of your wound or your cut or your stitch after your visit. They might give you a paper that says all the post-care, or they may not. They might just tell you verbally what the post-care is. Then you will walk up to the front desk or the area where the receptionist is, and you will check out of your visit. Check out is the opposite of check in, and they will tell you how much your copay is. Do you remember this word copay? Or they'll just tell you if you are paying cash, how much your visit will be. Just because the saying is to pay cash, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are paying with physical cash. You can usually pay with a credit card, but it's just another way of saying that you are not using insurance. And by the way, sometimes it is cheaper to pay cash or credit card without insurance, but then the downside of this is you are not protected with insurance in case of emergency. Wow, I think I covered a lot, and I hope this lesson was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you've learned, and stay tuned because in a few weeks, I will be meeting with my best friend on the East Coast who works in insurance, and I think it would be interesting to interview her if I can get her to speak in slow English. So let me know, what questions do you have for her about the American healthcare system, specifically insurance related? Stick around after this video. We have more of my vlogs coming up, and thank you as always for your support. I am very grateful and very appreciative. I will see you next time. Bye.